let's be honest, like we can't even define what life is, correct?
That's correct. So if you have a cell that just dies, we're just talking about a little cell, a yeast cell, a very simple cell, not even a human cell, it's a very simple cell, just dies. Ask a scientist, what is it that we just lost? What is it that we just lost? I did this experiment once. I don't know if my daughter will remember. I had a bunch of scientists over for dinner, and I said, watch this. I said, I have a cell, it just died. What is it that we just lost? One guy said, it's the ionic potentials. The other says, no, you've lost much more than ionic potential. They could not even agree on what it was that we just lost, let alone how you define life. You can talk about the characteristics of life, you can specify, but what is the life? What is it that you just lost? Scientists can't even define that, let alone make it. And that's why I say that even if I gave you a cell, that just died, go ahead, bring it back to life.
In other words, you're saying if a cell dies, every single one of the parts is there. In other words, I'll give you that.
Yeah.
Now make them work.
Yes, because a resurrection should be easier than a bottom-up synthesis. You know, everything's there. All the parts are kind of in place. Now bring it back to life. Can anybody do that? There's not a scientist in their right mind who will say that they can do that. Even Origin of Life people would never say that they can do that. They won't say they can't do it because they won't admit it, but they'll just look at you. That's what they do. They just look at you. They say, can you do it? And just look at me.
By not answering you, they're obviously saying something.
Yes.